Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to Real Estate with Ryan. So excited to be with you on a Saturday and in the studios talking about our favorite topic. What is that? It's real estate. Hope everybody's having an amazing week. And it's the weekend, and it's Saturday, so nothing better than a little real estate with Ryan and, of course, some football. Our last home game. So big opportunity to go see the Vols home last time this year. And hope y'all are enjoying the 1 o'clock kickoff. Thank you for tuning in. Got a good show for you, talking a little real estate, what's going on in the real estate market. There's a lot of things going on in the market. But most of you probably want to know about what's going on with the interest rates. So we're talking about what's behind all the mortgage rates volatility. What's behind the mortgage rates volatility? What's affecting the rates going down, going up? So many different things. We'll talk about that and so much more to project for 2025. Some of the hot topics that we'll be discussing on the second half. So thank you for tuning in. As always, we got some new listings, and congrats. We're going to start our show with that. Let's see what we've got going on here. So we've got some new listings. New listing in Hardin Valley on 12311 Turkey Crossing Lane. That's coming on Black Friday. So you'll see that on Wednesday on the market. Make sure you check our website. Good opportunity to get in that very popular neighborhood. Our pendings, congrats, in North Knoxville, 5329 Fountain Gate Road, under contract. Then we got 3532 Carson's Ridgeway in Sevierville. Congrats to our great sellers. 216 Peterson Road in Farragut. Congrats to you guys. And then 2186 Bingham Island in Sevierville. Congrats to our great past client and seller on getting that under contract. Again, today games at 1 o'clock. UTEP Miners at home in the house. Last home game. Really wanted to say, before we go into our 60-second vol update on the second half, really appreciate everybody following our radio station this year, following our social media. I just had a couple came in, and they brought their child in, and we got some pictures, and so it was kind of fun doing that this year. We appreciate Brew McCoy and all his efforts this year for signing all the autographs and things like that to give away. So we really appreciate you guys so much. And keep in mind, we're still doing basketball and things like that, so follow our channels. We always have new things coming up, surprise, swag, things like that. So follow our channels. It's free to get to win. Doesn't cost you anything. One thing you have to be is Vol for life. That's no, I'm just kidding. Vol for life. We'd love to send you to the games and tickets, and we're giving away men's and women's tickets if you didn't know that. So make sure you just like and share, see our post, share our channel, and all the instructions are in the post. So hope to see you during some basketball this going into the winter season. So we know Thanksgiving's right around the corner. Housing market, election's over. Where does that take us? Where does that take you if you're thinking about buying or selling? Going into the mortgage rate volatility, let's talk about the mortgage rates where we're at presently now. Mortgage rates are 6.84 for a 30-year fixed mortgage. So Fannie Mae has a 6.84, 15-year mortgage as 6.02. 6.02. You say, Ryan, weren't the rates going down? They were. I was talking to a great client the other day, and the rates were, I think, just came out after the Federal Reserve had their little meeting, and they were down to 6.17. And we thought the election was over and everything would be moving in the right direction. And so then you look kind of on the ticker and the news and what's going on, and then you see today, I sent to a customer, or one of our clients, and I sent him a text. And I think probably all of you could kind of relate to what's going on in the market. So I'm looking on the news or your email, kind of what's out there, and you get all these advertisements and these articles, and it goes, average rate on a 30-year mortgage is the highest level since July. And you say, well, why is that, Ryan? What is causing that? So that's what we thought would be a good opportunity to talk about that, the show, kind of what's going on, why that is, and what to project here going for the first quarter of 2025, right? So we're keeping an eye on mortgage rates, as everybody is. It's a roller coaster ride. One day the rates are up, the next day they slide down a bit. So what's driving the constant change? Let's dive into that. Some of these rate changes are coming because of the political landscape. I know if you are like me, I am tired of hearing about the political landscape. We want to move past all that, and obviously we want our country moving in the right direction, but that is affecting the real estate market. Okay, it's affecting the real estate market because it's uncertainty to the financial markets. And it's no different, right? You watch the stock market, it's up one day, records highs, and then there's adjustments, right? Markets tend to respond not only to who won the election, but they're also looking at economic policies that are expected to be implemented. So that's a really good, I thought that was really key. I underlined that. That's a really good thing. What are the new administration's policies and how are they going to affect the market? That's what's coming into the real estate market. So that means in layman terms, right? So a lot of the banks are padding the rates. So the rates were lower and they're affecting those rates as such. The short term is the anticipation has caused a slight uptick in the mortgage rates, and the markets adjust and react. Additionally, factors like international tensions. Obviously, you've seen some of those things going on the news. So all those things are affecting the real estate market. And I think this is normal. We talked about several shows ago that we had the real estate market, that elections, if you guys recall, we were talking about elections, that November and December after the elections, we were able to see a little bit of uptick. I think you'll see that probably the first quarter. I think we'll see rates adjust some, but it may not be to what we expect. I was talking to a great client the other day, and they said, well, maybe we'll see in the 5% interest rate. And what I wanted to kind of urge everybody and kind of just talk about that is this didn't happen overnight. Although they've taken the rates from 2023 and the banks have, the adjustments on the policy have increased for the whole year of 2023. It took a good part of the last quarter of 23 to the first part of 24 for those to make some adjustments. And then we've seen some fluctuation with the interest rates. So I don't know if it's going to happen overnight. We do know that there's several things in our factor. We know that new construction is at an all-time high as far as resales. I had a great client we were chatting with in Hardin Valley yesterday. We were looking at some of the sales. And so 33 of the properties that we're looking for, 31, maybe 28 of them are all new construction. So these are things that if you're thinking of resale or putting your home on the market, we need to know these things. They're going to be affecting what your home's going to sell for in competition. Some of the same things we're seeing in the Sevierville, Gatlinburg market, right? Some of the older cabins that are in the market now, obviously they're facing some fierce competition with the new construction. Some of the new construction's got pools and different things like that. So you really have to look at the landscape and know where you're at and adjust accordingly. That's why we do this show every week. We really suggest in these markets, in these times, you really need a great agent in your corner. And, hey, we love to help you, but there's some great colleagues that I work with as well. So there's no I in team. It's teamwork, right? In this market that we're adjusting in 2025, you want to hire a great agent. That's one of the first things I would recommend. You want to interview their marketing. You want to interview what they're going to do in the changing landscape. And you want to get them out to look at the property. I think in today's marketplace, real estate is always location, location, location. But the best opportunity to see your value, know what it's worth, is really to go look at it and to kind of compare them to the other properties. I had a conference call the other day with some great agents across the country. And we had some conversations about the market and certain things changing. And this is kind of old school, maybe dating myself a little bit, but they said, what are you doing differently in the market that's shifting? I kind of remember we were talking about just a few minutes ago, talking about new construction and kind of the analogy for a new car versus a used car, right? That kind of analogy. And so what are you doing to help consumers or your clients when you're pricing in today's market that's obviously different than 2022? And I say one of the best things you can do is to know that put yourself in the buyer's position, right? As buyers, we're all buyers at some point, right? And we're going to determine value about number one thing. It's going to be comparison shopping. And you do that in anything that you do, the grocery stores, gas, and housing is no different, right? And so what we've done is take a little time with our sellers, or we're working with that, is this is something we've done for years ago, but it's definitely more relevant now, is to take an opportunity in your neighborhood. If you're putting your home on the market, go check one of the active properties on the market, one of their pending homes, especially new construction. Not only will this help you give an understanding of what the marketplace is doing now, it also show you what buyers are paying into real time. because your pendings today in today's market are going to be what the homes are actually going to be sold for and how buyers are going to adjust comparables. So I am helping and kind of where we're having a hard time with pricing and where to be in the marketplace, we're encouraging going to look at some other homes in the marketplace. It dials you in. As real estate agents, one of the best things you can do is preview property to really understand the market. And then you can also see comparison to your home, the values, the updates and things, the backyard versus what we've got. Look, we're going into the second half. We'll be right back with Real Estate with Ryan.
Success always comes down to the details. It takes repetition, hard work, and a defined strategy to be elite. Real estate is no different. It takes preparation and a solid game plan to achieve the best results. On the field, I can cover some real estate. Off the field, look to Ryan Coleman and the team at Hometown Realty. They're Tennessee's agent.
Thanks, Brew. Go Big Orange.
Hometown Realty is East Tennessee's #1 real estate group and a proud sponsor of the Vols.
I'm Ryan Coleman with Hometown Realty. The real estate market's changing every day. You need to know your home's value in today's market. Text your home address to 290-2290 for an instant, no obligation home evaluation. That's 865-290-2290. And remember, when you're ready to sell, we have a guaranteed sale program to get you in your next home stress-free. Trust your hometown experts. We've helped thousands of people just like you.
All right, we're back at it. Thank you for staying with us. That second half always comes on quicker than I expected. And we've got a great show for you. We're talking about interest rates. What's going on with the interest rates, the mortgage rates? Why are they up? Why are they down? Where are we going in 2025? So we're talking about all that and so much more. Before we get going, we're going to do our 60-second vol update, and we'll get right back to the show. Appreciate all you guys listening in. Let's get some notes here. All right. 60-second drum roll, please. All right. Talked about it once, talked about it twice. We know it's our last game in Neyland Stadium. UT is playing UTEP Miners, 1 o'clock. I know you're probably somewhere other than listening to Real Estate with Ryan. But if you catch us on the replay, it's a great opportunity. Our last home game. Special shout out to all of our winners this year that have entered, and we've been have a chance to send you to the game. We just truly enjoyed it. We loved all your pictures, your posts. We really do. And a shout out to Brew for all your help with all those autographs and everything like that. Tough loss last week, 31-17, fall to Georgia. We played competitive the whole game. We know that the college football playoffs are right around the corner, and all thoughts and all eyes. I was talking to one of the coaches, happened to coach two of their daughters in our basketball league. If we win out, we're going to be in a good position to be in that playoff. And I'm rooting them on. I know everybody in Vol Nation is as well, to be in that playoff championship. And what would be even greater would be to have that playoff game here in Neyland. Wouldn't that be super excited? So I'm super pumped. Follow them. Men's basketball, full effect. Looked good yesterday versus Virginia. And then other game at home was versus 103-68 versus Austin P. Good game there. Of course, our Lady Vols on fire, undefeated under our new coach, Kim Caldwell, 109-93. I had a chance to watch the Lady Vols. Amazing out there. They're up and down the court and doing a great job. So if you hadn't had a chance to go to the game, guess what? We've got you covered. Don't worry. All you have to do is watch our post, watch our social media. We're on X, Facebook, Instagram. And if you see our post, like, share, follow. That's all you got to do. Tag a friend, subscribe to the page, and we're going to send you to the game. So that's it. That's our 60-second Vol update. Hope you've enjoyed it. Go root those Vols on. And as always, Hometown Realty, proud sponsor of the Vols. Go Big Orange. Having a good time. It's my favorite time of the year. Thanksgiving's around the corner. The holidays are here. It's getting real cold. And all of our Vol programs, men's, women's, football, it's looking strong. It's a great time to be a Vol. So enough on the sports, but sports are a big impact in our area, and our fan base is like no other. And it really is. And so our clients, our people that we get to sell real estate with, some of the best people in the U.S., and we're just blessed to live here and have some great clients. So always like to talk about Vol Nation. So let's get back into the show. Interest rates changing, political landscape. What's going on, Ryan? What am I going to do? Obviously, we talk about the interest rates. It's 6.84. Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac has come out with their interest rates. But is that here to stay? or is it uncertainty in the marketplace? Listen, I've talked about before and then going past the election, and that a lot of things that have kind of affected, and we've seen a pickup this week. So we started having several contracts that we're working on and working on a couple more. But when there's uncertainty in the marketplace and the interest rates are high, those are things that we're dealing with that you're going to obviously impact the markets. Now, what we're seeing impact the markets is the new political administration. Okay, so what are those policies going to be? What do we see those policy implement moving forward? And if you're like me, like I said in the first half, I'm so over politics, I can't sleep straight. So, but this is where we're at. I think one of the biggest things, not only talking about interest rates, or if you're thinking about buying or selling, is we can't control what we can't control, right? The markets are going to be what the markets are going to be. We've got great opportunities out there. We do the marketplace as a whole. I'm probably kind of skipping ahead. We have 4.4 million inventory shortage. So that across the U.S., we still don't have enough homes. Now, the homes in the Knoxville housing market have went up a little bit. So we've got a little bit more inventory. We're almost, I think we're at 5,900 homes on the market. So we're almost 6,000 homes in the market. Now, 2024, in the beginning part of the year, if that gives you any indication, we were at 4,000 homes on the market. So you've seen almost 2,000 homes on the market. And then I'm going to get the exact numbers for you because I just texted this to a client, kind of give you some numbers and recap. So let's go over the housing market exactly, 5,995. So we have that many active homes on the market, still a relatively low, but that has increased. Our pending for November is 948. That's down. Our solds are 773. That's down. Average price listed, $457,914. Our average sold price is $444,312. And our average days are about 51 days on the market. So, that's where we're at. I think that's normal because of the housing market and the election and everything that's going on. But these are things to think about moving forward. With the economy and the Federal Reserve, the inflation and unemployment are two things that are big drivers of mortgage rates. The Federal Reserve has been working to bring inflation under control. My thought, maybe just stop spending or printing too much money. Just a thought. Don't ask Ryan, but that's just my thought. As long as inflation continues to moderate and job market shows signs of maximum employment, the Feds will continue the plans to cut the federal fund rate. Although the federal fund rate does not, the Fed does not set the mortgage rate, it does have an impact and usually leads to a mortgage rate response. Okay? What to expect in the coming months? Mortgage rates will respond to changes. They will. And the other economic factors. So it still may be a remaining wait-and-see mode as unexpected of the new administration and what goes on, et cetera. So, a wait-and-see approach. And I think this is, of course, we're Dave Ramsey agents, and we help a lot of people through that community. And I think he talks about it as well. In the marketplace where we're at now, a lot of the big banks have put into place that opportunities to streamline refinance and do that with lower cost that we didn't see before. So the only adjustment would be, if we go from a 6.7 rate to a 6.25, you don't want to maybe miss your opportunity. I was talking about on last show last week, if you remember, that we have more opportunity now. The inventory is up a little bit, that buyers now have selection. And that's an opportunity that we haven't seen. But as everybody knows, real estate is timing. And so with real estate timing means what? So as we approach the first part of the year, more homes start coming on the market. Interest rates maybe make an adjustment. We may be back to another similar, stronger seller market right now. I think right now we're neutral, maybe even a little bit favorable to the buyer's market. What are we going to be expecting? Today's economic indicators obviously indicate that there's mixed pressure on mortgage rate and will likely be in for a good amount of volatility. We know that. We know this is going to happen. So what are we expecting now? We know that we're a couple weeks away from the end of the year. It's kind of hard to believe. Thanksgivings will be here in just a matter of days. I know it's always a good time in our household, so I have an excuse to eat a little bit more. So how about you guys? But it's a good time to be with family too, right? Be with family, recap on this year, but planning. And a lot of families that are relocating across the country, people that we're talking to, are making those plans. How will the rates and that impact the 2025 market? Number one topic is political uncertainty. In the coming year, the elections have 70 countries that will shake up a volatile geopolitical landscape. It will affect regulation, trade, corporate taxes, immigration policy. All those things will come in. Rent caps are coming up for commercial real estate and corporate landlords. Also, 1031 exchanges. If you're familiar with those, it's an opportunity, if you're an investor, to defer taxes. Those are on the table. Talking to Greg Klein yesterday, and some of the percentages for our bonus depreciation have went down to almost 40%. New administration, if you're talking about policy change, there's indication that the Trump tax cuts that he put into play in 2016, that they're phasing out the past administration, are going to come back. How does that open in the investor market? Do we go back to 100% bonus depreciation in the first year and those opportunities? These are big things if you're thinking about buying real estate. These kind of tax deductions are regardless of the interest rate, okay? High financing cost will always be an issue moving forward. Buyers are very leery, and obviously things in the Knoxville housing market, prices have not dropped that low. Okay, loan maturity dates. A lot of our commercial stuff, almost $1.8 trillion in commercial real estate, is set to mature by the end of 2026. A lot of the rumors of wars, supply chain disruptions are coming into place. Those are all things that are to be looking at. Insurance costs across the board are affecting the market, housing affordability, and so much more. A lot to think about. I wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving with you and your family. I appreciate you tuning in to Real Estate with Ryan, and we look forward to seeing you back next weekend. Have a great weekend.